Hello everyone, Warmac9 here once again bringing you another episode of FTB. This time we're starting up Season 2, huzzah! It has been a little while since I last recorded, and unfortunately I've had a lot of weird stuff going on. Stuff that's kind of been out of my control, stuff that has been in my control, but I just haven't been able to handle it. And it's still kind of rough for me right now. It's something that is going to take a little bit of time to properly deal with. So in any case, I do have a dentist appointment this upcoming Wednesday as well as a therapist appointment, so hopefully things will start getting on a better track by then. So yes, Season 2, it has been a long time coming. It has been a long time coming, but I have done a little bit of preparation work for what I would like to be able to do over here in Season 2. So as you can see over here, we already have our regular house, but I've made a small addition to it. And by small addition, I mean I've built a large stinking wall, and I left the rubber trees where they were. So let's have a fly over this thing. Oh, I've had my engine on the entire time. Let's have a fly over this thing. Yes, I've actually built quite a bit of a wall. I didn't really know what I wanted to do over here, so I just stuck this weird thing on top with the infinite cobble that I'm generating out of the machine in there. But yes, I cleared up a lot of the basalt here from the volcano, revealed a relatively level area of ground, and then I just lit everything up and flattened it out a little bit. I've continued on the wall. I didn't think that the wall was the best looking thing ever, but I do like the variety in it. I like the fact that I've incorporated a lot of the basalt that I collected here, plus I went out to another volcano a little bit further out to the east here, collected up basalt there, and then I came back and made bricks. Oh, it looks good, and it looks really good. I love the way it looks from the inside too, because it looks like they have little support structures going up. I also haven't figured out what I wanted to do with this yet, so as of right now, it's literally just a vacant tower. So yes, this is the framework. This is the essential casing for Season 2. Now I have a lot of things that I'd like to be able to do within here, and I know Season 1 I didn't really have an objective list, but I knew kind of a general idea of where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do, and I think I managed to accomplish the majority of them. This house was not quite on that list of things to do in Season 1, but obviously I eventually did it, and I really like this roof. I just like the way this roof ended up looking, especially these little support things. That's awesome. But yes, we have a immense amount of things that I would actually like to be able to incorporate. See, like this tree right here, it's a magic tree, but these things take forever to grow. As you can see, the tree saplings out here in front of my house, they still haven't grown yet, but I've had those two there ever since I chopped down that one tree, and they're still there. I think I need to be in an area with higher V's in order to actually do that. Now I've already laid out some framework of some pathways. As you can see, all I did was use stair steps along the side with a half slab in the middle to kind of give it a curb appearance. I like it. I think it looks good. But to this extent, I kind of wanted to use this to outline the layers of the town, what's going to go into the town. Now, I mean, I obviously have some machines and stuff out here. I'm probably going to disassemble the boiler here, as well as the blast furnace and the coke ovens. But I'm going to have to leave these two guys here just because that's a lot of lava and a lot of water to have to move or replace. The water's not too hard because I have these little machines that generate it free, but this would take ages. Absolute ages if I was to transfer them into tanks and then transfer it back, especially since this is, oh, how many thousand buckets? 5,488 buckets. Yeah, I can't actually transfer that. So what I'm wanting to do, I have a shopping list, if you will, of things that I want to build out here into my my little gated community, my fenced-in area. Now, this is effectively my house currently, but it's more of like a house plus some other things. It's kind of weird looking. I know this looks like a face right here, but it has a little doorway now sticking out of it as well. But what I would like to do is I'd like to probably build like a library here. I know a lot of people were requesting me to do a lot of enchanting initially in the beginning of the series, but I eventually got to a point where I don't need enchanting. Look, I have a Vajra, I have a full quantum suit with a gravitation chest plate. I'm basically as good as I can get. So I don't really think I need to have an enchanting table, but I would like to have some place that's a little bit more magically inclined to be able to stick all my good neat stuff in. So that's something that we'll probably be tackling earlier, is I'm going to move all my stuff from my magic stuff over here, as well as any books that I've made from Mistcraft. I'm going to stick them all into a library. That central focal point is this tree, so it's going to kind of be a sweet build that's incorporating a already in place tree into the actual structure. Now, I know we also had kind of touched on the Soul Shard mod in Season 1. I didn't actually go very deep into it, but I didn't know a lot about it when I first stabbed at it, and then I figured out a lot of it after the fact. So like I ended up taking out this spider spawner here using a Soul Shard, and I'm going to actually incorporate that Soul Shard with the spider spawner in it and make a new spider spawner and kind of farm those for a little while. By that I mean I'm going to build a mob grinding house that I can just go into, collect some experience, collect whatever I need to, and I'll probably make that adjacent to the library, somewhere like right around here, and I'll also kind of theme it appropriately. What else do we have? I wanted to make a red power house, or the beginning of a subterranean red power sorting system. So I know a lot of you guys were telling me I need to do red power. I've never really gotten deep into red power, but I don't see the actual harm in it. So what I'd probably want to do is build like a building for actual red power production, thermopiles, red alloy production, furnaces, things like that. And then adjacent to that, I would probably place in a sorting system, or a like a mass sorter and warehouse factory kind of thing. Now, I don't know if I want to put these over here or if I want to put them over here near this larger, flatter area of land, because I am going to need an immense amount of sorting. You guys know how bad my sorting system was initially. Well, initially it was fine, but now it's absolutely crazy. I have a lot of stuff across multiple chests, and it's all buildcraft pipes, so it looks a mess down here, obviously, but it also feels a mess up here, because then I have like, oh, this chest has a bunch of guff in it, and that chest has some weird stuff that shouldn't be in there, so does this one, and this one's coal and redstone because I just didn't have enough room for coal alone in one chest or something like that, and this one's got plenty of stuff in here. Got coal in there with my rubber. And then we have unsorted, which is just a hodgepodge of everything. So yeah, I would actually like to be able to incorporate something a little bit nicer. Also, thing you guys probably never noticed on the original series, because I didn't really pause to look at it, is that I have glowstone inside the corners of my house. So back here on the back corners, I don't think I have it back here now that I think. No, I should. I know I have it on the front corners. Anywhere that there's like the little ridged edge, there's glowstone inside here. Yeah, I ended up going back in and replacing that once I had more access to glowstone, because it kind of creates a very light glow behind the rock at nighttime. So anyway, we have added in the wall, as you no doubt have seen already. There's nothing inside it. It is 3 wide, and I also left this little hole open over here because I would like to build a bee apiary. That'll probably also go over here, and then I'll expand out my tree farm. Once I move this stuff over here, I'm going to either start incorporating some forestry mod into this, where I'll place a couple tree farms down through here, and I'll just use those to collect my wood and collect my, well, whatever. I would also like to be able to build an inn with food storage. Now, this isn't very, very necessary, but I was kind of just going to plonk it down right around here. Be a relatively medium-sized building, but I don't have any super purpose for it other than just, you know, food storage. And food's not a super huge deal quite yet, not at least until I get forestry going, or expand upon my farming capacities from my little garden over there to maybe taking up the majority of this field here with plants. I've already mentioned that I wanted to put in a warehouse. I probably use barrels for storage just because it's 64 stacks of 64, and I certainly don't have that much of a lot of things, but I'm pretty close to that on a few, so I might have to either rethink that or start upgrading all of the things into void barrels, which is totally possible. Now, I would also like to incorporate a refinement plant. So in addition to having the warehouse that would store everything, I want to be able to store both the raw material and the refined material. So I'd have iron ore and iron bars. I'd have coal and coal dust. I want to be able to have storage for each and every individual item that I'd be capable of holding. So it'd be quite a large facility in the first place, but it would also give me the option to have raw materials in the event I need to use something a little differently, like with pulverized stuff or slag furnace stuff. Sometimes you need different amounts. If I was using Greg Tech, this would be exceptionally important just because of the way that dusts work inside the centrifuge. Still don't have Greg Tech. I think this is still the Direwolf 20 pack that I left off on. I know there's an update available for it, but I have not started using it, nor have I made the upgrade to the Ultimate pack. I would also like to incorporate a power plant. Now, the power plant would also be kind of expanding upon what I already have over here. Now, obviously, I have a giant lava-filled M. I was going to go ahead and use this into like a geothermal energy plant, just like it was intended to be used for. I'd also expand upon my solar panels up here. As you can see, I have still 2 low-voltage solar arrays, but I also have all these much better solar panels, the advanced, quite a few of those, and then a hybrid or 3. Let's see. I would also probably incorporate more MFSUs around the town because I would like to be able to power all my buildings without torches. I would like to be able to use a completely electrical power system, or if I can, red power system, something like that. And I'd probably also want to run those lines using like a glass fiber cable or something like that, and just run it under the street and power all my buildings, so being really industrial, really effective with that kind of thing. Also, I found out here, beneath this, we've got lava pool that I didn't actually know about. So, yeah, I figured that out. It was like, ooh, poop, when I was actually clearing and flattening this area out and filling in a couple very, very small holes. I was like, oh, there's lava there. Can't quite dig down too far. Let's see. I'd also like to be able to build a nuclear power plant. Now, I haven't actually... I hear zombies. Must have caught something over here or in here. I'd also like to build a nuclear power plant. Now, where I'm actually going to place this, I've not completely decided on it yet, but I think I would like to go into the glacier over here and just build something inside the glacier. So that's kind of a cool idea. That'll be a little bit later down the line once I actually have the materials and resources to monitor and properly keep things safe. But then once I had that, I'd just waste power everywhere. We'd also probably cool it with a thermal expansion ice generation system, so that'd be kind of neat. I'd also like to do a water power plant, though those aren't quite as effective. They are neat to look at if you pretty them up a little bit. I'd also do a mine, but that'd be more of an aesthetic thing because I don't do a lot of mining on this world anymore. I do have this one little tunnel through here that has some copper and some coal, and that's about it. I was thinking I could probably incorporate this little roadway over here, that little roadway into here, and then they'll just kind of meet up and work their way down into a larger mining complex. That mining complex should also be able to have like a drop box going from it coming out here to my actual storage facility before it goes off to refinement. And then, yeah, I'd like to get into, I think, computers as well. So computer craft, anything like that, that's also on the menu. So yes, this is quite a bit of ambitious undertaking I'm doing here. This episode, I kind of still getting my ducks in a row, so I'm needing to be like, okay, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I need to do, and I wanted to be able to say that so that way I could actually hold myself to it and you guys could hold me to it, so that way we can actually see some stuff happen here on FTB or Mac 9 style. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully we can keep this thing going, keep it nice and fancy. Look at all this amazing wall that I built. I'm sure we can build equally as impressive buildings on the inside. This has been Mac 9, starting up FTB Season 2, and I will see you next time.